Hi guys, and welcome back to my 13 days of Halloween 2021. We are on day 13. This is the last one, and it is this adorable Halloween card with the spider webs. Open up. That's just so cute. So let's get started. We are going to start with, well, let me give you the measurements. And these will be on my blog too. Basic black cardstock, be 5.5 by 8.5. You're going to score it on the 8.5 side at 4.25. Basic white cardstock, 3 3/4 by 5. Excuse me. Oh, much better. Basic white is 3 3/4 by 5. And then the Skull Designer Series paper is 2 3/4 by 5.25. Your striped Designer Series paper is 1.5 by 5.25. White Designer Series paper, 1/2 inch by 3.25. And then it says gray granite, but it's actually smoky slate. Sorry about that. 3.25 inch by 3 3/4. And you can substitute. They with this card will work interchangeably. All right. Here is our piece of black that we scored at on the 8.5 inch side at the 4.25. Burnish that. Now we have this piece of Whisper White. This is going to be our inside piece. And this is the one that measures 3 3/4 by 5. So we're going to set that aside for the moment. Here are our other pieces. We're going to set those aside. Here's the DSP that you're going to use is the Skull, Ghost, and Bats. And this is, when you look at it, you can definitely see that more of the skulls and the ghosts are upright like this. So when you're cutting it, we're going to cut it together. When you're cutting it and you're looking at it like this, you want to go ahead and turn it once to the left. And when you do that, then we're going to go ahead and we're going to cut it at the 2 3/4, like this. And then we're going to leave it with the 6 inch side. And I'll explain why in just 1 minute. And then keeping it in the same position, we're going to move it over to 1/2 inch on the right side. This is going to be our strip for the inside. You know, that part that just kind of elevates our card up just another level. It's so simple, so easy to do. And we will go ahead and do that. We're going to adhere it on with our liquid glue because we can. And it's so easy. And it's so quick. Oh, got that little cut mark, so I'm just going to take my bone folder so it's flat. Then you're going to start in the left-hand corner at the bottom and go straight across. And then all you have to do is turn it over using your paper snips. Just cut that right off. We are also going to be using the Frightfully Cute bundle, the stamp set, and the dies. So let's go ahead and stamp our inside image. You're going to use the You're So Sweet It's Scary from the Frightfully Cute bundle. And we're going to use our B block for that. And where's my favorite stamp? Oh, there it is. A tuxedo black. And just center that wherever you want it, just like that. Put the lid back on. Set up. Have any accidents? Wipe off my stamp, and it is ready to go back in the case, just like that. There we go. Okay, so our inside of our card is already done. Let's just go ahead and we will adhere it. I am going to use my Stampin' Seal Plus for that. And just gonna go across 3 lines like this. That should be plenty. I'm gonna pull the side up because I saw that it went over, because Heather always goes over. Now this I did so it has a wider border on the inside. So at the bottom and the 2 corners at the bottom, that's how you're gonna line it up. To the left, to the right. Ha! That doesn't happen very often. That looks nice. And there we go. Now we're gonna set this aside. Move this out of the way, because we're done with that for now. All right, put my glue over here. Okay, so here is, oh, which one's 2 3/4? I need 3 3/4. No, I needed 2 3/4. They're both 2 3/4. How did I luck out there? All right. Here's how on the card. We're gonna have 1/8 of an inch around each side, which means we're gonna have to trim both of these pieces to 5 1/4. Now, to make sure that they match up, here's a little trick. I am going to make sure that my 2 corners up here match. I'm going to grab my cutter, bring it back, sorry. Make sure it all lines up along the tops, all even. I'm going to put this in at 5 1/4. There we go. I'm going to cut both pieces at the same time. That's going to ensure that when it comes time to put these, layer them together, they are the exact same length. There won't be any mismatches. You can set these 2 aside with our card base. We'll just leave them right here for now, so you know. And then I've pre-cut all my die pieces today, you guys, just to help the video along for time. Out of our layering circles framelits, you're going to use the largest circle. And if you want to know what the finished size is, it is 2 7/8. So using the largest circle, die cut a circle out from your So Saffron scrap. And then we're going to use our pumpkin pie. You know what we're going to do, right? I did get my new pumpkin pie stamp pad, you guys, but I'm still using this for my daubers. So we're going to just go around. And again, we want that left side to be darker. So first just go around and ink the outside lightly. Then on the left side, we're going to start moving in. Sometimes I like to just kind of put it down and take my dauber and blend it in like this. I need to get my blending brushes out sometime, you guys, and try those. See how that would work. So then I'm going to go back over this. I really want this left side to be a little darker. And I like to take my dauber and just kind of do this. I don't want the full circles. I just want kind of little marks. And the reason why I'm doing this is I want it to have like that crater effect that the moon has. This one I want a lot darker than my sample, and I kind of like it. Okay. All right. So what we're going to do, we're going to take our skull bones, our DSP, and we're going to bring it down about 1/4 of an inch from the top, like that. And we're going to center it. So we're going to take our glue. Oh, that's a bit much. Let's just kind of put that all over. I'll spread. There you go. Okay. So about 1/4 of an inch down, just like this. That looks good. Now, using our Frightful Tags dies, cut out 2 spider webs from the black glitter paper, 1 tree from the early espresso, and 1 fence from Smoky Slate. What we're going to do is we're going to take the first spider web, Go ahead and take your backing off. I don't know why, but the spiderweb backing comes off really easy. Oh, I lied. That's not the first thing to do. First thing we're going to do is, because I forgot we adhered it, I forgot to stamp the spider. We're going to use this spider. See, this is why you watch Heather's videos before you actually do it. Okay, where's my block? Use your D block for this. Okay. So it's going to go off. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take one of my sticky notes and I'm going to put that around the top like that. So that way I can stamp off and it won't get on my paper. Using Tuxedo Black, ink your spider up really well. You want it a little heavy. And then, let's see, bring him in about here. And there we go. And it's all good. Now we're going to put the spider web on. Set that over here. Okay. Now I did it so that my web, I wanted him coming off the corner of the web. See how that one is? I'm going to tilt this one at an angle. So do that. Turn it over, and using your paper snips, just go right along. It's super easy, even with the adhesive, like that. Now, we're going to go ahead and we're going to adhere this onto our card base. Let me get the scissors out of the way. I don't want to poke myself. Put a little bit on there. Okay. All right. Here's your flap. Here's your card. Turn your card upside down. So your flap's at the top. And turn your moon piece upside down. And you're going to center it down here so you have the same 1/8 inch border along the bottom and both sides in the corners. And then adhere down. Move just a little bit on the top. That's okay. You guys, oh, there we go. Now you go ahead and turn it right side up. We're gonna use the gray stripe paper next. Okay. We're gonna take it and we're gonna start at the bottom corner, same 1/8 inch, and we're gonna line it up on the left with your skulls. Remember, this is ready so you can slide it at any time if you need to. And there we go. We'll slide it that way just a little bit. And there we go. And that's in place. So your moon is going behind. It's actually rising up, but you can't see it. Cool. So you're going to take this extra half a piece you got right here. It's not a full half. So we're going to put it down here in the corner. I'm not sure how I want to. I think I want to do it like this. And once you get it on, I could have done this before we adhered it down. I didn't think about it, to be honest. This is how I did the other one. I wanted it on the card so I could see it. And I just didn't push it all the way down. And I just took my snips along the edge of that gray and white paper. Whoop, and snipped. And then these are garbage. All right. Now this one you're going to cut directly in half with your paper snips before you even put it on. And you can save that and use that on a different card. Okay. So I'm going to bring it up to the bottom corner. This bottom piece right here of the spider web is right there. And just put that down. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. All right, let's go with the tree next. And I wanted my tree to be a little shorter, so I'm going to cut off about 1/4 inch, like that. And then I'm going to burnish my finger real good. Make sure that adhesive is down. I'm going to just try and slide this under the corner. Now be very careful you do not pull a Heather, like I am. and separate your layers of brown paper. So I'm going to take it in the middle, I guess. I guess, hold on guys, let's take off those glasses. Okay, this is the problem I have with this. For some reason my brown paper wants to split, because I think I stick the pokey tool in too far. And it gets in the layers of paper. There we go. So you want to bring it over just a little bit so it's not quite to the edge of the moon. Okay. Now using some smoky slate, whatever you have on your little dauber, we're just going to kind of go over the corners just a little bit. And we're going to do the same thing with this. I cut these out. I use the adhesive sheets on my spider webs, all my pieces except for the moon. I use the adhesive sheets on. So much quicker than trying to dab glue on. All right. So we're just going to set this up here. And here are our two small pieces. The gray is 3/4 by 3.5, not 3/4. I'm sorry. Need to correct that on my little sheet here. It's 3.5. So if you screenshotted that earlier, here you go. It's 3.5. Reason being is when I did it with 3 3/4, it was too long. And then this piece right here is the Whisper White, 1/2 inch by 3 1/4. 1/2 inch by 3 1/4. We're going to use the Happy Halloween to You. And we're going to use our D block. And my favorite stamp pad. Oh, I want the pad, not the lid. Ink your stamp up for your sentiment. And then you're going to actually, that looks fine. You're going to center it the best you can. My little upside over there is a little up. My left side is a little up, but that's okay, because the bow will go over there. It'll look fine once it's on. Now we're going to use the banners. Pick a punch, and we're going to use this one. We're just going to slide this right in, all the way, punch, and then pull it out, turn it, slide it back in, all the way, punch, and then we're going to do the same with the gray. All the way in, punch, all the way in, punch. Okay. Now, using our smoky slate ink and our dauber, we're going to go over the gray. Just the outside of it, just to give it a little bit of a color definition. You'll understand what I mean when we put it on here. It just makes the edge of this just pop a little bit more. Some of you are going to say, Heather, I don't see a darn thing. And I'll say, okay. I also do come in just a little bit because it is Halloween. And, you know, Halloween's a little grungy and foggy and spooky. And then what you have left on your dauber, go around the white piece. Just like this. And then you're going to come in just a little bit for that spookier, grungier look. And you do not have to use ink if you do not want to. Okay, put my ink pad away. No accidents there. And we're going to use our glue. And we're going to center it. Oh, there we go. And then we're going to put some glue on the back of this. Now if you want, I took my gray dauber, just with whatever's left, and I just went back and forth on the top and the bottom above where this is going to go. Just take off some of that brightness off the white. Oop, that was almost a mistake. There we go. Now I put more spider web in the corner this time. I just thought it looked cooler. Then we're going to take a little bit piece of our black and white gingham checked ribbon, and the piece I cut's about 6 inches, and we're going to tie a bow. So let me see here. You know, when I'm not on camera, I whip these things out left and right. When I am on camera, oh, not too bad. Oh. Go on, get through there. Thank you. So it went just a little bit smaller. One side. Rude. There we go. I think I'm going to keep them up. I'm not going to argue with it today. So I'm going to trim it so it's just a little bit longer. And I'm going to separate the sides like this just a little bit. Okay, and I'm going to use some glue dots to put it on our card. I'm going to do 2, one right on top of the other, just because I'm paranoid like that. And there we have it. Now, if your ribbon starts to fray just a little bit while you're getting it all in place, you just take your scissors after you get it on and pop that little bit off. And there we have it. Our Happy Halloween to You cards. And this, guys, is the end of the Halloween series. I'm sure I'll have a couple more projects before Halloween. But until then, meanwhile, guys, stay crafty. I'll see you next time. Bye.